Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Happy Deepavali to all of you. Please let me know if your video and audio are coming out good. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Good to see most of you here. Saravana Kiran, Gayatri, Vishrut are there, Raj Saluraj is there, Annie is online now. So Annie and Ashram are working today, they cannot make it. So Shai, Asha ji is here, Rajshekhar, Raju, Gautam, Shyam family are there, Anuradha ji is there, wonderful. And Prabhakaran from our ashram, yes, good. Anuradha, Shalini ji, wonderful. And Shifali ji. Shifalaji is coming on the way, and so also Ganesh ji and Vidya ji are coming. And Sandilya ji, Om Namah Shivaya, Gayatrinath. Wonderful. And there are a few others. So good to have all of you. Happy Deepavali. We'll get started. Please just put a note in there, and just Priya Muralidharan joined us after a long time. Good to see Priya here. Wonderful. And just put a note in there if there are any issues with audio or video. Good. Om Namah Shivaya. As I mentioned, we will have during the intermission Tattvabodham lecture. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Matuna Hindrakshamantam Chitram Gravam Zangrabhaya Mahahasti Dakshinena Vitmahitva Tuvikormintu Videshnantu Vimagam Tavimatramavobihi Nahitva Suradevanamurta Soditsantam Bhimannagam Bharayante Etanindranstavhameshanam Vasvaswarajam Aradhasamartisannaham Prasto Satapagashi Satsravatsamakhiyamanam Abhiradasa Jagarat Ano Bharadakshina Bisavyena Pramrsha Indramana Vasornirbhak Upakramasva Bharadrshata Drishno Jananam Mata Ashustarasya Vedaha Indraya Unate Astivajha Viprehe Bhisanitvaha Asmabam Sutham Sanahim Yojavaste Vajaha Asmabhyam Vishwaschandra Vasaiishchamakshu Jarante Nishishida Ganapate Gane Sutvama Hurvipratamam Kavinam Narate Tvatkriyate Kinchanare Mahamarkam Bhagavan Chitramarcha Abhikyano Magavannadamanhan Sake Bodhi Vasupathe Sakhinam Ranangradhiranagra Satya Shusma Bhakte Chida Bhajaraye Ashmanam Om Shanti 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 Om Mahaganadipataye Namo Namah Srinbhimbe Mahaganadipatim Dhyayami Dhyanam Samarpayami Avahayami Asanam Samarpayami Ratna Simhasanam Samarpayami Om Ganapataye Namah Padayoho Padyam Samarpayami Astayorgyam Samarpayami Mukhe Hachmanim Samarpayami Madhavarkam Samarpayami Punar Hachmanim Samarpayami Snapayami Snanam Samarpayami Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Dhanti Prachodayat स्नानान्तरवस्त्रार्थविधार्थान् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि आवरणार्थान् अक्षतान् समर्पयामि गन्धान् धारयामि गन्धोस्योपरि हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियं गन्धोस्योपरि हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि पुष्पै पूजयामि ॐ सुमुखाय नमः ॐ एकदन्ताय नमः ॐ कपिलाय नमः ॐ गजकर्णकाय नमः ॐ लम्बोदराय नमः विकटाय नमः विघ्नराजाय नमः विनायकाय नमः धूमकेतवे नमः गणाध्यक्षाय नमः बालचन्द्राय नमः गजाननाय नमः वक्रतुण्डाय नमः शूर्पकर्णाय नमः हेरम्बाय नमः स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः ॐ सिद्धिविनायकस्वामिने नमो नमः ॐ नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पैः पूजयामि धूपमाग्रापयामि ॐ दशाङ्गं गग्गुलं धूपं सुगन्धं सुमनोहरं कपिलाधरसंयुक्तं धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् दूरचिदूर्वं दूर्वन्तं दूर्वतं योऽस्मान् दूर्वतितं दूर्वयं वयं दूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि अस्नितमं वप्रितमं दुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवहूतमाहुर्तमसि अविर्धानगं ह्रस्व महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः धूपमाग्रापयामि प्रत्यक्षदीपं दर्शयामि बुद्धिभ्यश्च जातवेदोपघ्नन्नरतिं मम पशगश्च मह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिशमानो हिंसे जातवेदो गामस्वं पुरुषं जगतविप्रतज्ञायः श्रियामः परिपातयादुपदीपानन्दरमाचमनिं समर्पयामि नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् महागणाधिपतये नमो नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि कश्मीरफलानि नैवेद्यानि निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनीं समर्पयामि पूज्यफलसमायुक्तं नागवल्लीतलेदं कर्पूर्णचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यतम् एलालवङ्गसंयुक्तम् आम्बूलं परिकल्पयामि कर्पूरनीराजनं दर्शयामि नीराजनं सुमाङ्गल्यं सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभम् अहं भक्त्या प्रदास्यामि स्वीकुरुष्व दयानिधे तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति विघ्नेश्वरस्वामिने नमो नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं दर्शयामि नीराजनन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि सर्वपापप्रदनार्थान् रक्षान् धारयामि तत्र पुष्पं समर्पयामि वापां पुष्पं वेद पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति योऽप्सुनाभं प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति राजाधिराजाय प्रसय्यसायिने मा वयं वैः श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वैः श्रवणो दधातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। वेदोयुक्त मंत्रपुष्पं समर्पयामि। क्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. Please touch your screen. I'm going to do the sankalpam now. शुभे शोभने मुहूर्त्य ब्रह्मणदीय प्रार्थे श्वेतवराह कल्पे वैवस्वतमन्वन्तरे अष्टाभिंशतितमे कलियुगे प्रथमे भादे प्रपञ्चद्वीपे हिरण्यकवर्षे गोतीर्थकाण्डे मेरुः पश्चिमे पार्श्वे अमेरिका महादेशे फ्लोरिडा महाराष्ट्रे फोर्ट लाल् महानगरे साधना कुटीरस्थाने भुजगेश्वर मन्दिरे अस्मिन् वर्धमाने ऊनसगा प्रभावहादिषष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये श्रीमत् मंगलकर शुभकृतनाम संवत्सरे रवि दक्षिणायने वर्ष ऋतौ सौरमानेन तुलामासे चांद्रमानेन कार्तिकमासे अमावास्यां शुभतिथौ वासरयुक्तायां भानुवासरयुक्तायां शुभयोग शुभकरणे वंगुणविशेष विशिष्टायां अस्यां शुभतिथौ विशेषतः दीपावली महोत्सव शुभतिथौ अस्य यजमान्याः गोत्रोद्भवस्य, please repeat your gotra. Janma nakshatre, your birth star. Rasau, Rashi. Namadheyasya, your name. Namni. Say main names of all your family and friends. Please repeat after me. Sakakutumbhanam. Please repeat after me. Sakakutumbhanam. Kshemasthirya, Dhairya, Virya, Vijaya, Arogya, Ayuhu, Abhivrityartham, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Chaturvidam, Phala, Purushartham, Siddhartham, Mama, Janma Rashi Vasat, Nama Rashi Vasat, Ye Grihaha, Shubhasthane, Sthitaha, Tesham, Grihanam, Atyanta, Atishaya, Phalam, Avapyartham, Mama, Janma Rashi Vashat, Nama Rashi Vashat, Ye Grihaha, Shubha, Itara, Sthane, Sthitaha, Tesham, Grihanam, Anukulya, Siddhyartham, Mama, Janma Prabhriti, Yetakshanam, Paryantam, Balye, Vayasi, Kaumare, Yavane, Vardhakecha, Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, Avastasu, Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Vyaparehi, Kamakrodha, Lobha, मोह मद मात्सर्यादिभिः षट्रिपु वशात् मम स्वप्ने जागृत सुषुप्ति अवस्थासु इह जन्मनि पूर्वजन्मनि जन्म जन्मानि कृत कारित चिंतित अनुमोदित ज्ञात अज्ञात कृत समस्त पापानां अपनोदनार्थं महालक्ष्मी अनुग्रहेण ऐश्वर्य प्राप्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं धन कनक वस्तुवाहनादि अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं विशेषतः महालक्ष्मी अनुग्रहेण समस्त दारिद्र्य निवारणार्थं विशेषतः मातृद्रोह पितृद्रोह पुत्रद्रोह पुत्रीद्रोह मित्रद्रोह बंधुद्रोह आचार्यद्रोह स्वामीद्रोह गुरुद्रोह दाराद्रोह इत्यादि पापानां सद्यः अपनोदनार्थं महालक्ष्मी अनुग्रहेण समस्त सन्मंगलं वाप्यर्थं ज्ञान वैराग्य प्राप्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं विशेषतः एतत् मानुष जन्म साफल्य सिद्ध्यर्थं अस्मिन् दिने दीपावली शुभतिथौ महालक्ष्मी प्रीत्यर्थं शुद्धोदक गंगोदक क्षीर दधि आज्य शर्करा मधुरस फलरस स्नानादि बिल्व पत्र सहित अभिषेक आराधन पत्र अष्टोत्तर शतनामावली पूजा आचार्य मुखेन कारयिष्ये अपौपप्रस्य ओम कलशस्य मुखे विष्णुकण्ठे रुद्रसमाश्रिताः मूलत्रो सदा ब्रह्मा मध्ये महत्गणाः सुधा कुच्चौतिसागराः सर्वे सप्तद्वीपाः सुन्दराः ऋग्वेदो यजुर्वेदो सामवेदो अथर्वणः अंगे च सहिताः सर्वे कलशां समाश्रिताः आयान्ति देवपूजार्थं निरुतक्षयकारकाः गङ्गे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। ॐ आपो वा इदं सर्वं विश्वभूतान्यापप्राणाव आपो वसव आपो अन्नमापो मृतमापः सम्राडापो विराडापः सुराडापो छन्दागुष्यापो ज्योतिगुष्यापो यजुस्गुष्यापो सत्यमा देवतापो सर्वो देवतापो भूर्भुवस्सुवरो भूर्भुवस्सुवरो भूर्भुवस्सुवरो। कलशोदकेन शङ्खं पूरयित्वा ॐ शङ्खं चन्द्रार्कदैवतं वारुणं च दैवतं पृष्ठे प्रजापति विद्याधग्रे गङ्गा सरस्वती त्रैलोक्यानि तीर्थानि वासुदेवच्चाज्ञयाः शङ्खे तिष्ठन्ति विप्रेन्द्र तस्मात् शङ्खं प्रपूजयेत् त्वं पुरा सागरोत्पन्नो विष्णुना विदुदक्करे देवै च पूजितः सर्वैः पाञ्चजन्य नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ पाञ्चजन्याय विद्महे पावमानाय धीमहि तन्नः शङ्कर प्रचोदयात्। पवनाय नमः। ॐ पाञ्चजन्याय नमः। पद्मनाभपुराजाय नमः। कम्बुराजाय नमः। ॐ शङ्खदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः। ॐ शङ्खोदकेन पूजाद्रव्याणि देवतानाम् आत्मानं च प्रोक्ष्य ॐ देहो देवालय प्रोक्तो जीवो देव सनातनः त्यजेत ज्ञाननिर्माल्यं सोऽहं भावेन पूजयेत्। ॐ आत्मने नमः। अन्तरात्मने नमः। ज्ञानात्मने नमः। परमात्मने नमः। सकलगुणात्मशक्तियुक्ताय श्रीयोगभीडात्मने नमः। आधारशक्तियै नमः। मूलप्रकृत्यै नमः। आदिवराहाय नमः। अनन्ताय नमः। कूर्माय नमः। तन्मध्ये महालक्ष्मी देव्यै नमो नमः। पृथ्वी त्वया धृता लोके देवी त्वं विश्वनाथं पञ्चदारे मां देवी पवित्रं कुरु शासनम्। पृथ्वी पूजां समर्पयामि। Om Om Apohisto Maho Bhavastana Bhurje Dadatana Maheranaya Rakshase Yo Shivatamorajastasya Vajayat Asma Arangamhamavo Yashyachaya Yajanvatam Apo Janayata Chanaha Shuddhodakasnanam Samarpayami. Shuddhodakasnanam samarpayami. Gangodakasnanam samarpayami. So we'll chant the Suktams now. We'll start with the Sri Suktham while we do the Abhishekam. And Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnadhasrajam Chandram Hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo Ma'avaham Ma'avah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapakaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Minde Yangamasvam Purushanaham Swapurvam Ratamatyamastináda Prabodhinim Riyam Devi Mupahvaye Srirmaha Devi Jushatam Kamshosmitam Hiranya Prakaram Ardram Jalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Vamiho Pahvaye Sriyam Chandram Prabhasham Yasasa Jwalantim Sriyam Loke Devajishtham Udharam Vam Padmini Bhim Sharanamaham Prapadye Alakshmir Me Nishyatam Tvam Vrinem Aditya Varne Tapaso Dijato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaham आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत बिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तुं हायान्तरायाक्षबाह्या आलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसखः कीर्तिः समनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमित्यं ददातु मे तृप्तिभाषामलां ज्येष्ठाम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अबोधिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वानिर्णय मे गृहात् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षाम् इत्यभिष्टां करीषिणीः ईश्वरीगं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकोतिं भासः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य महिश्री श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमं श्रियं भासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्द्रस्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवच मे गृहे नित्यदेवीं मातरं श्रियं भासय मे कुले आर्द्रां यक्करिणीं यष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहम् आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं हिरण्यां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो मावह आमावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीम् अनभगामिनीः यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योऽस्मान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह तामावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपकामिनीः यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देह्यं गामस्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमद्यामस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्महादेवी जुषतां तां शोष्मितां हिरण्यप्राकाराम् आर्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदारां तां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वं वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत बिल्वः आदित्यवर्णे तपसोति जातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोदबल तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाक्ष बाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसख कीर्तिस्स मणिना सह मणिना सह उपैतु मां देवसख कीर्तिस्स मणिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृत्युं ददात मे सुत्तिभाषामलां ज्येष्ठाम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अबोधिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वानिर्णदमे गृहात् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीः ईश्वरीगुं सर्वभूतानां त्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकोतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य महेश्री श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमं श्रियं भासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्दस्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवच मे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं भासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहम् आर्द्रां ह्यकरिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहम् ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीम् अनभकामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्योऽस्मान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहम् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनभकामिनी ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावहं ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनभकामिनीः यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामस्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमत्यां हस्तिनाद प्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्महादेवी जुषतां तां शोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकाराम् आर्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं Om. Light. Om. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajadhasrajam Chandra Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mavaham Ama Lakshmi Manav. Light. So we're holding it with one hand. One hand. It's not locked. Om. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajadasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmi Jatavedo Mavaham Amavah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manabhagamini Yasyam Hiranyam Vinde Yam Gamaswam Purushanaham Asvapurvam Ratamadyam Astinadha Prabodhinim Sriyam Devi Mupahvaye Srirma Devi Jushatam Kamshosmitam Iranya Pragara Ardram Jwalantim Triptam Tarpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Swamiho Pahvaye Sriyam Chandram Prabhashaya Sasam Jwalantim Sriyam Loke Devajustam Udaram Padmini me Sharanamaham Prapadye Alakshmir me Nashyatam Tvam Vrine Aditya Varne Tapasodi Jato Vanaspatistava Vrikshoda Bilvaham Tasya Falani Tapasanudantum Ayantaraya Kshabhya Alakshmi Upaitumam Devasaka Kirtisamanina Sakan Radhurbhutosmi Rastresmin Kirtimirtim Dadatmim Sutpivasamalam Jeshtam Alakshmim Nasayamyaham Abodhimasudhincha Sarvanirnidame Gruhatam Gandadvaram Duradharinam Nityapushtam Karishini Isvarigam Sarvabhutanam Swamiho Pahvaye Sriyam Manasakamakotim Bhachas Satyamashīmahi Vasunam Rupamannasya Mahisri Srayatam Yashaham Kartamena Praja Bhuta Mayi Sambhava Kartamam Sriyam Bhasayame Kule Mataram Padmamalini Apasrijandasniktani Chiklita Vachame Grihe Nichadevi Mataram Sriyam Bhasayame Kule Ardram Yakarinim Yashtim Galam Padmamalinim Suryam Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mavaham Ardram Pushkarinim Pushtim Pingalam Padmamalinim Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mavaham ताम आवह जातभेदो लक्ष्मीमनवगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्यो स्वान् विन्देयं पुरुषानहं महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् पंचार्थदीपं दर्शयामि दीपानन्तरमाचमनीं समर्पयामि सर्वपापविनोदनार्थं रक्षां धारयामि ओम ओम हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातभेदो मावह आमावह जातभेदो लक्ष्मीमनभगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं कामश्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वां रथमद्यां हस्तिनाथप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्महादेवी जुषताम् आं शोष्मितां हिरण्यप्राकाराम् आर्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टमुदरां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणेम् आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोत बिल्वहम् तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाक्षबाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसखः कीर्तिः समनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमृत्तिं ददातु मे शुद्धिभाषामलां ज्येष्ठाम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अबोधिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वानिर्नतं मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीगं सर्वभूतानां त्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियं मनसः काममाकोतिं वाच सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य महिश्री श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमम् श्रियं भाषय मे कुले मातरं पद्मालिनी आप्सृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवच मे गृहे निच देवी मातरं श्रियं भाषय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातभेदो मावह Ardram Yakarinim Yashtim Suvarnam Hemamalinim Suryam Hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mavaham Amavah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manabhagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Prabhutangavo Asyo Swan Vindeyam Purushanaham Mahadevi Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat. Mahadevyai cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Mahadevyai cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat. Mahadevyai cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat. Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajadhasrajam Chandram Hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo Bhavaham Amavah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manabhagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Mindeyam Kamasvam Purushanaham Svabhurvam Ratamatyamastináda Prabodhinim Triyam Devim Upakvahe Srirmaham Tatam Amsosmidam Hiranyaprakaram Ardram Jwalantim Truptam Tarpayantim Patme Stitam Patmavarnam Amihopakvahe Sriyam Chandram Prabhasam Alakshmim Nasayamyaham Abodhimasamhridhincha Sarvanirnidame Grihatam Andadvaram Duradharisham Nityavushtam Karhishinihim Iswarigam Sarvabhutanam Amihopakvahe Sriyam Manasakamakotim Bhachas Satyamashīmahi Pasunam Rupamannasya Mahisri Srayatham Yasham Kardamena Prajabhutam Mayisambhava Kardamam Sriyam Bhasayame Kule Ataram Padmamalinim Apasrujandusnigdhanim Chiklita vachame grihe Nicha devim mataram Sriyam bhasayame kule Adram yatkarinim yashtim Suvarnam hemamalinim Suryam hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo ma'avaham Adram pushkarinim pushtim pingalam patmamalinim Chandram hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo ma'avaham Amavah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manabhakminim Yasyanyam Prabhutangavo Dasyo Swan Vindeyam Purushanaham Mahadevyai cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat. Mahadevyai cha Vidmahe Vishnupatni cha Dhimahi तन्नो लक्ष्मीं प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मीं प्रचोदयात्। ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनभकामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देह्यं गामस्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वामृतमध्यमस्तिनादप्रबोधिनीं श्रियं देवीमुपह्वये श्रीर्मां देवी दुषताम् आंसोऽस्मितां हिरण्यप्राकाराम् आर्द्रां ज्वलन्तीं तृप्तां तर्पयन्तीं पद्मे स्थितां पद्मवर्णां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् चन्द्रां प्रभासाय ससा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदारां तां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणेम् आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजातो वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोदभिल अस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाक्ष बाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैतु मां देवसख कीर्तिः स मनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमिर्तिं ददातु मे सुद्विभाषामलां ज्येष्ठाम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् आबोधिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वानिर्णितमे गृहात् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीम् ईश्वरीगं सर्वभूतानां त्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसः काममाकोतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य महेश्रे श्रयतां यशः कर्दमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्दमं श्रियं भासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनीम् आपसृजन्तु स्निग्धानि चिक्लीतवच मे गृहे निच देवी मातरं श्रियं वासय मे कुले आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह आर्द्रां यक्करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह ताम आवह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनभकामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देह्यं कामस्त्वं पुरुष यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रपूतं गावो दास्यो स्वान् विन्देह्यं पुरुषानहम् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मीं प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीः ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् अन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसकाममाकूतिं भासस्तत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्यस्य महि श्रीश्रयतां यशः कर्तमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्तमं श्रियं भासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनी आपस्क्लीतवच मे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं भासय मे कुले आर्द्रां ह्यक्करिणीं यष्टिं सुवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्यां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातभेदो महावहम् आर्द्रां पुष्करिणीं पुष्टिं पिङ्गलां पद्ममालिनीं चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातभेदो महावहम् तामावह जातभेदो लक्ष्मीमनभगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं प्रभूतं गावो दास्यो स्वाहं विन्देह्यं पुरुषानहम् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णारिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातभेदो महावह आमावह जातभेदो लक्ष्मीमनभगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देह्यं कामस्त्वं पुरुषानहम् अश्वपूर्वामृतमध्यामस्तिनादप्रबोधिनीं देवीमपह्वये श्रीर्मा हिरण्यप्रागारम् ज्वलन्तीं तर्पयन्तीं पद्मवर्णां त्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियं चन्द्रां प्रभासां यशसा ज्वलन्तीं श्रियं लोके देवजुष्टामुदारां तां पद्मिनीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये अलक्ष्मीर्मे नश्यतां त्वां वृणे आदित्यवर्णे तपसोऽधिजाता वनस्पतिस्तव वृक्षोदबिल्वः तस्य फलानि तपसानुदन्तु मायान्तरायाक्षबाह्या अलक्ष्मीः उपैथुमां देवसः कीर्तिश्च मनिना सह प्रादुर्भूतोऽस्मि राष्ट्रेऽस्मिन् कीर्तिमित्यं ददातु मे तद्विभासामलां ज्येष्ठाम् अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अबोधिमसमृद्धिं च सर्वानिर्निधमे गृहात् अन्तद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीः ईश्वरीकं सर्वभूतानां स्वामिहोपह्वये श्रियम् मनसकाममाकूतिं भासस्तत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य महि श्रीयतां यशः कर्तमेन प्रजाभूता मयि सम्भव कर्तमं श्रियं भासय मे कुले मातरं पद्ममालिनी आपसृजन्ति स्निग्धानि जिक्लीतवच मे गृहे निच देवीं मातरं श्रियं भासय मे कुले आर्द्रां ह्यक्करिणीं यष्टिं Pingalam Padmamalinim Chandram Hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavahat Artram Pushtarinim Pushtim Swarnam Hemamalinim Suryam Hiranmahim Lakshmim Jatavedo Mahavahat Tamavah Jatavedo Lakshmi Manabakaminim Yasyam Hiran Prabhutangavo Dhasyo Swan Vendeyam Purushanaham Mahadevyai cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat Mahadevyai cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat Mahadevyai cha vidmahe Vishnu Patni cha dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi prachodayat Amritabhishekam hastu. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. That completes our Abhishekam. So, like I mentioned, we will have our Tattvabodham, a deep analysis on what Shankaracharya calls the, though we'll see next week. So the Sat Chit will be a deeper analysis today of how he defined it and how from the Vedas and other scriptures we can understand this concept of both Sat and Chit. So please stay tuned. We'll start that in a couple of minutes. And then while you listen to the Tattvabodham, we will do the cleanup and Alankaram for Maha. And after the Alankaram, we will do a Bilva Archana for Maha Lakshmi. Bilva is very special for Maha Lakshmi since we are fortunate to have these Bilva trees here. So we plucked a lot of leaves, and Vidyaji and Shifaliji are separating the leaves, and also Ganeshji is cutting those leaves. So we'll have a lot of leaves to offer Archana to, and Swaminiji is on the board, so she will respond to some of your comments. So she was helping me, so that's why you must have some interruption in her comments. So that's our interval now, and we'll start. I'll start our Tattvabodham in a couple of minutes. Om Namah Shivaya. आत्मा तर्हि कः आत्मा तर्हि कः सच्चिदानंद स्वरूपः existence, consciousness and bliss. Sat kim kalatrayepi tishthathiti sat chit kim jnana swarupaha anandaha kaha sukha swarupaha. That's all. That's one word definition pretty much. Chit kim jnana swarupaha anandakaha sukha swarupaha. And sat kim kalatrayepi tishtati. So we'll start with sat. There is a typical hypothetical situation. If you are taking an exam, most of you took a lot of exams in India. This is how they ask you a question. Using Shastra Pramana, please establish how it remains unchanged in three periods of time. That's your question for today. So you are sitting on an exam desk, and this is how it's giving you. Now, as Acharya said, Kalatrayepi tishtati. So now your test says using Shastra Pramana. But why using Shastra Pramanam? Why other Pramanam? Because other Pramanam doesn't cut it. What are the other Pramanams? In order to understand something, if you remember at the very beginning of our Purusha Suktham class, that we talked about how do you understand something, without any shadow of doubt. So we said Shastra Pramanam, Yukti Pramanam, and then Anubhava Pramanam. So in order to understand very clearly, beyond any shadow of doubt, we need these three things. One is, it should be in the Shastras, talked about, mentioned, described, and your buddhi, your intellect, your reasoning should be okay with it. So that is your Yukti Praman. And then added to that, your experience also should confirm, yes, this is what it is. So all these three go together, then you understand a subject beyond reasonable doubt. Now, Kalatrepi Tishtatit Sat. One attribute of this Atma is it exists in all the three times. Let's start with our Anubhava Pramana. How do we know that I existed before I was born? And how do I know that I am going to be existing after I am gone? So before born, after gone, how do I know I am there? My Anubhava Pramanam is not going to support that. In this own birth, since I was born, yes, I was there. In the present, I am. But future, I don't know. I don't know. So I know I was there. My body was little. My body grew up. Everything kept changing. But one thing that didn't change was me. So that much I know. So that much I know in this birth since I was born. And that aspect of me, which I was defining with reference to everything else that kept changing all the time, was there. So it was in the past. And I know that that Atma exists now because I am. I am, right? So it exists in the present because there's still I am defining with everything around me. But future I don't know, and definitely not after I'm gone from this body. So Anubhava Pramanam fails here. So Yukti Pramanam also fails here because we just applied the reason that I didn't know. So how can I say I was there before this incarnation? So Yukti also tells you after you're gone, how do you know that you exist? That's just when we have to fall back on the Shastras. Now, the problem here is, before all this, like I said, bear with me, this is a little cumbersome. Before this, one important thing comes about. Before jumping into all this analysis of who I am, who I was, what is this Atma, what is this Brahman, what is this Maya, what is this all about? So, which is the eternal question of creation, that eternal question which a true religion should address, which only Hinduism does. What is me? What are the things around me? And who is Ishvara? And what's the relationship between all these three? So that's what we are talking about pretty much here in Tattvabodh. So before we even launch into the Shastra Pramanam, the one important thing is how we all started this entire Tattvabodh. The first chapter in Tattvabodh was, what was it? Adhikari, right? Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam. Acharya very clearly tells that in the very first line, and even in the very Dhyana Slokam or Mangala Slokam, Mangalacharanam. Vasudevendra Yoghendram Natva Jnana Pradham Gurum Vimukshunam Hitartaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. It's only for Vimukshus. Vimukshunam Hitartaya. And who is a Vimukshu? Vimukshu is the one who has the fourfold qualifications of Sadhana Chatushtayam. And what is Sadhana Chatushtayam? Viveka, Vairagya, and then Samadhi, Shatka, Sampattihi. So let's leave the first two, which are the basic necessity. Samadhi, Shatka, Sampattihi. Sama, Dhamma, Uparama. And then one of the important qualities in that is Shraddha. Shamadhamo Parama Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhanam. So the fifth quality is Shraddha. And we talked about that in detail. What is Shraddha? Shraddha is faith, belief. Belief in what? In your scriptures, in the word of the Guru. So if you don't have that, even that one little aspect of the Sadhana Chatushtayam, then that's just not for you. So assuming you have that, then we can launch into this question, how Atma exists in all the three times. Because now you have to believe in the Shastras. Because your Yukti Pramanam, your Anubhava Pramanam doesn't cut it. So we fall back on the Shastras because you are already a Mumukshu, because you are qualified with that one quality, Shraddha, which is only one 10% aspect or even 5% aspect of the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampannaha. So we will, based on that, we will analyze further. So if you are not that, if you don't have that one quality, you may get 90% in your exam, but the 10% Shraddha is missing, you're out. You didn't make the cut. So the guy here says, I'm dropping out because my experience doesn't confirm that I was existing before I was born. My experience doesn't confirm that I will be existing after I'm gone. So I'm dropping out. So that's your cutoff limit right there. But then assuming we have all this, we will go further. What do the Shastras say about all that the Atma existed in all the three times? Guru Vedanta Vakhyadishu Vishwasas Shraddhaha, faith and belief in the scriptures. Okay. And what do the scriptures say? This is what the Bhagavad Gita says. Shraddha bhan labate jnanam tatpara samyathendriyaham jnanam labdva param shantim achirena adhigacchati. Bhagavan starts with Shraddha right there. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Only the faithful, only with the one with the Shraddha gets to understand this. And then what is the reward? Jnanam labdva, having acquired that knowledge, param shantim, eternal, absolute peace, the most supreme peace. Most supreme shanti cannot be really translated as peace. It's the most supreme harmony, peace with yourself, absolute fulfillment, all that's in that word shanti. Now, in the Shastras, Bhagavad Gita tells us that Bhagavan doesn't leave you by saying you have to have Shraddha. But he also tells you why you have to have Shraddha. Because Bhagavan tells you that some of this information is classified and not available. So in chapter 15, he very clearly tells us that, oh my dear student, don't drop out. If you have Shraddha, hang on. I'm going to tell you why you don't know about your past incarnation, and I will also tell you what happens after death. So if the student has Shraddha, he's going to still hang on. And then the Bhagavan tells you by saying that this information is hidden. This is not available for you. And then he also tells you that your Atma and everybody's Atma is eternal, and how it was eternal, and how it comes back again and again, and the reason for coming back again and again and being in bondage, all this is hidden. That information. And he gives you with a beautiful analogy. And then also tells you in chapter 15 what happens after death. So we all have Shraddha, so we'll see what that information is. Urdhvamoolamadash-shakam ashvattam prahuravvyayam chandasi yasya parnhani yastam veda sa vedavit. This is the tree of samsara. It's a tree that's upside down. Urdhva moolam, root is where? Up. Where are the branches? Down. Other. Urdhva moolam adashakam ashwattam prahuravyayam. The Ashwatha tree, people tree. Prahuravyayam is eternal. There's another meaning for Ashwatha. They will see that. It's a very beautiful meaning. So this eternal tree of samsara has its roots upward, branches downward, and for its leaves, chandasi, the meters, which stands for the Vedas, for its protection and nourishment, the world of samsara has the leaves, or which are the Vedas. Chandasi means the Vedas, the meters. Chandasi yasya parnhani yastam veda sa veda vit. The knower of this truth is the only true knower. So, that's a beautiful analogy because not only Bhagavan condenses the entire teaching of Hinduism right here in this one verse. The analogy of tree is given because tree could be cut off. You can cut the samsara out completely. So the tree of samsara could be cut off. That's number one. And number two, like we said, that mumukshu or the inquirer or the student doesn't know why he is born with certain qualities, why he is born with certain shortcomings, why he is born with certain gifts, why he is born with certain physical discomforts, why he is born to certain type of parents, why he has this and such person as a sibling, why and he or she got married to such and such a person, right? And why and he or she got so and so as their children. All this is hidden information, classified. Right? Okay. So, and also, Brahman is the most supreme cause. And it is from Brahman that unmanifest, so-called, we may call it the quantum field, the entire creation came about. And that being the original cause, that being the supreme, that is said to be placed in the very highest status. So that being the root of this creation, so that is above. So that is why it's Urdhva Moolam. That's another reason. So he is the cause, Brahman is the cause, he is eternal, and he is Mahat. He is spoken of as the one above. The one above what? The one above the tree of the Sansara. Now, let's see what is this Aswatha. As I said, Aswatha also means something that does not remain tomorrow. Something that will not exist tomorrow is also called Aswatha. If you split that word, Swatha means remain tomorrow. Ashwatha means will not remain tomorrow. And also Bhagavan said, Ashwatam prahur avyayam. Avyayam means eternal. So, what is he saying here? He says, this tree eternal, that's not going to remain tomorrow. Sir, what are you talking about? Huh? The tree eternal, that's not going to remain tomorrow? I don't get it. Oh, here is why. Sansara is eternal. The Sansara, tree of Sansara is eternal because it's continuous series of births which is without beginning and end, and thus eternal. Because according to Shastras, Maya is anadi. Maya as well as Brahman is anadi. Pati, Pashu, Pasam, Yanapahari, Mundril, Padi, Nepol, Pashu, Pasam, anadi. The same as Brahman is, the spirit is, Maya was also there. So these are the two fundamental principles that we have to accept. So what caused Maya? No answer. What caused Brahman? No answer. These are the causeless causes. Anyway. So, and it will not remain tomorrow. Why? Because the samsara, this body, this entire world, and everything around you changes every moment. Changes every moment, and your cells keep changing every moment. As we are speaking, as we speak, there are changes happening in your body. As we speak, there are changes happening around the world. As we speak, there are changes happening in the plants, if you're in America at daytime. Even in India and Singapore at nighttime, the changes happening in the plants. Changes happening everywhere as we speak. So that's why it is Ashwatam, does not remain constant. It's a constant flux, they call it. Constant because the change is constant. Flux because it's changing. So it's a constant flux. That is what it is. Ashwatam prahur avyayam. Okay, sir, I understand that. But you didn't still explain to me why this, what is classified. And Bhagavan says here, Adaschordvam prasrutastasya shakam guna pravriddha vishaya pravala adascha maulananu santatani karmana bandini manushya loke. Adaschordvam prasutas tasya shaka guna pravruddha vishaya pravala karmana bandini manushya loke. This information of what kind of karmas you have and what kind of gunas predominate those karmas. So if you are a tamasic pravritti, that guna predominated your karmas. So guna pravruddha vishaya pravala karmanu bandhini manushya loke. So this information you don't know. This was hidden because this is in your akashic records of karmic information, that because of this karma, that karma, which was predominated by this quality, sattva or rajas or tamas, and this is not visible to you, and over which you have to have shraddha. So this is what you have to faith, because you have to just believe in what I'm telling you. So this is where shraddha. So this information is hidden, and because of which you are what you are in this janma. Okay, I understand that. What about my next janma? And Bhagavan continues later, but let's spend some more time here on this. Adaschordvam prasatasya tasya shakha guna pravruddha vishaya pravala. Pravala means this little, the sprouts, branches above and below. Now, Bhagavan talks about branches above and below. Why he calls it branches below now? So you may have seen this in banyan trees, shota trees. They'll drop this root from the branch. So now there are roots both above and below. We have inverted this tree now. So these are the roots here. So these roots which we cannot see, has information on your karmic bandhan, on your bondage, because of which the tree of samsara sprout. Now here, coming back in the tree of samsara, what we do, we create more karmas, and drop further roots. We keep dropping root after root, creating more karmas. And then the more roots we drop, the more bigger and huge, enormous the tree is going to get. Most of you may have seen the Adayar Almaram. Has been there hundreds of years. That's because it kept dropping root after root from the branches. So that's exactly what Bhagavan is talking about. So Ramana Maharshi also beautifully says, Katurajnaya prapyate phalam karma kimparam karma tajjadam kriti mahodadau patana karanam alama sashvatam gati nirodhakam. Bhagavan uses a very beautiful analogy. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. Kriti mahodadau patana karanam. If you get in revolving, if you keep revolving in the action, kriti mahodadau, that action creates more seeds of action, and create to such an extent maha udakam, kriti mahodadau, and then what happens? It is patana karanam, that's your cause of downfall, my friend. And what else happens? It's gati nirodhakam, it stops you dead on your track. Towards where? Towards moksha. Like this tree that keeps dropping root after root after root, think that tree is ever going to be cut off? No. Kritimahodadau patanakaranam alama shashvatam gati nirodha. You might think that you are getting results from your karmas, but whatever results you are getting is ashashvatam. It's very transient and not shashvatam. Therefore, what should I do? Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. He answers, Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodakam muktishadakam. Whatever you do, just do your duty as an offering to Lord Shiva, Ishwararpitam. Na ichaya kritam, nechaya kritam. Don't think, oh, I did this, and this didn't happen. I did what I'm supposed to do. Let happen whatever happen. But do what you're supposed to do. So then the roots won't sprout. This is the same message from the Bhagavad Gita. Karmaneva adhikarastu. Your right is only for your action, only Arjuna. Your right, your hukam, not over its fruits. So this message is such a beautiful message. So moving along. So the student says then, okay, I understand that. I sprouted from all these roots of karma that I had before, and I'm going to be dropping for the roots and roots. So how do these roots go with me in my next incarnation? Next question. Because we said Atma is eternal. Don't forget that. And we said one of the reasons why Atma is eternal, when we define Atma, we said it is Sat. And Sat means it existed in all the three times. So how it's going to exist in future? Na rupamasyeha tatopalabhyate nanto nadir nacha sampratishtam ashvattam menam suvirudamulam asangasastrena dhrudena chitvam. Remember, we said it's classified. Why that we don't know about who were before? Because Bhagavan very clearly says that this tree, the roots of this tree and this entire tree, upalabhyate, it's not available. Its form is not perceived as such. Na rupam achyeham tathopalabhyate, it's not available here. Neither its end, nanto, na chadhir, neither its beginning nor its end is available for you to understand, because this is all classified. Lord Krishna, how do I get out of this? He says, Ashwattamenam Shivirido Moolam. Ashwattamenam, these firm roots, this tree that keeps dropping its roots again and again and firmly established. The only way you can cut this tree, because it's going to be expanding and expanding, the only way you can cut this tree is with a weapon called asangha, detachment. So only by the weapon of detachment you can cut this tree, this Ashwatha tree, the information about which is not available to you, neither its beginning nor its end. Same way, Bhagavan says that Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam. Nechaya kritam is the same as Ashanga sastrena, dhrudena chitva. Firmly cut that tree. Okay. Now coming back to what happens to the Atma? How the Atma is going to be in future. So how this Atma, one of the qualities Atma Sat, which means exists in three times, how it's going to exist in future. Bhagavan says in verse number 8 of chapter 15. Shariram yadavapnoti chapyutramadhishwaraham grihit vaitani samhyati vayurgandhani vashayat. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutramadhishwarah. Whether it's coming into a body or whether it's leaving a body, utkramati, what does it do? It takes the essence of your experiences, your karmas. Remember, we talked about all these experiences that you undergo in your life, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 90 years of life, that these, you're in all these shariras, stula sharira, annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, sukshma shariras, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha. So, Sukshma Sariras and Stula Sariras, the experiences in these 90 years of life, 80, 90 years of life, is like writing a long software page after pages and sitting down on a computer, write. So when you leave this physical body, what happens to all those experiences? They don't get destroyed. They are still in your pranamaya kosha, you are still in the manomaya kosha, you are still in the vijnanamaya kosha, you are still in the anandamaya kosha, and then you are still in the karna sharira. Okay. So then these experiences, the software that you wrote, 78 years, get passed on to the next level, gets condensed, shrunk. And then finally, it gets zipped and zapped and put in a microchip. So, but the entire 8 years now written on a small microchip. It's possible. That's what they do in computers. The pages and pages and pages and volumes of information could be condensed to microchip. It all started with a keyboard and a huge monitor and mouse. With all that started, this is your sharira, in which all this was written. 8 years. So that's your body. The computer is gone. Mouse is gone. Keyboard is gone. But the software is still there. Where? In an SD card, right? Secure digital card. Now they get secure digital cards, 64 gigabytes. So it's in a secure digital card. Okay, so the computer is gone. So I need this information back. So I got to put the secure digital card, another computer. So if I put it on something that I wrote on a PC, I put the secure digital card on a Mac, it's not going to run. So whatever software you wrote for whatever platform, that's where it's going to run. Whatever language you wrote, that's where it's going to run. You have this, you have that, all kind of languages. So there's no cross-platform here. Same way, if you wrote a software for a pig in your 8 years, I have to find a computer that's written big on it, PIG, to run the software. That's exactly what Bhagavan says here. When the soul... I'm sorry. Okay. And Shariram yatavapnoti yachaditkramathishwarah grihitvaithani shamyati bhayirgandhani vashayat utkramantam sitam bhapi Bunjanam va gunhanvitam vimodhananu pashyanti jnana chachushaha. Oh, Arjuna, the idiots don't understand this. That's why there is adhikari, qualification. Shastra uses this very strong words, muda. So, when the body, when the soul, the Atma is eternal because it was in the past, it will be in the future. So from the past when it came into this body, and from this body when it's going to go into the future, what it does, it takes your software like a wind that takes the fragrance or the bad smell. Fragrance is your good qualities, you become a saint. Another one is what I just said a while ago. But the wind will carry everything. It doesn't differentiate. That's a beautiful analogy right here. Your nose would differentiate. But the wind will carry it. It's not going to say, oh, this one smells bad, I'm not going to carry it. I love this one, this smells so good, I'm going to carry only this. No exception here. So when the soul obtains a body or when it leaves, when it comes into it, or when it's living for the future, whether it comes into it from the past or whether and then exists in the present and is going to go into the future, what it does, it takes a sense of experience as the wind, walks through and carries fragrances. And then what happens? Utkramantam sitam bhapi bunjanam va gunhanvitam Vimodhanana pashyanti jnana chachuhu. Whether I'm coming into body or I'm residing in it, experiencing bhunjanam. So a lot of people translate bhunjanam as enjoying. It's not enjoying. Bhunjanam is just experiencing. Transmigrating from one body, residing in the same, united with the gunas. Bhunjanam va gunanvitam. Because depending upon what gunas you have, sattva, rajas or tamas, that's the kind of experience you're going to have. That's the kind of qualities you are going to have. So experiencing all this and recording all these experiences, Atma carries it with you like a wind carries it with, whether it's coming back from the past or whether it's in the present or whether it's going into the future. So therefore, based on Shastra Pramanam, this mostly we used Bhagavad Gita here, we can say that what that aspect of Sat, that it existed in all the three times, is acceptable if you are an adhikari and if you have one of these qualities called Shraddha. Okay. Chit Kim. A beautiful definition of Chit is given by Swami Vijayananda. Acharya just defines it as Jnana Surupam. Chit is knowledge. Chit is consciousness that ever existed. So that's the second aspect of Atma. It is consciousness. It is absolute knowledge. So here is a very clear-cut definition of Chit. The essence of all knowledges, because Acharya says Jnana Surupam and leaves at that. The essence of all knowledges, plural. Essence of all knowledges. Remember how we start our classes every day, every Saturday? Vidyasu Sruti Utkrishta Rudra Ekadashini Srutau Tatra Panchakshari Tasyam. Essence of all knowledge is what? Shiva Ityaksharadvayam. So that is the eternal thing. So that's the essence of all knowledges. And that which is expressing itself in the course of evolution in human beings or in other animals. Rudra. If you study Rudram, you will understand this. That Rudra, who is in good and the bad, in the dacoit, in the demon, in the divine, expressing himself in everything, that Shiva aspect. Shiva Ityaksharadvayam. The essence of all knowledges, that which is expressing itself in the course of evolution, human being or in other animals, that ultimate fact beyond. What is it beyond? Pure consciousness, beyond mind and thought. So that is Chit. So if you distill your knowledge, distill it, finally that one knowledge that cannot be distilled anymore, that cannot be gone beyond anymore, that is your Chit. Because that knowledge is consciousness. Can go beyond consciousness. Right? That is the last stop. Like they say here in America, the buck stops there. Okay. Good. Chit. Okay. Ananda. Satchitanandam. Because Atma is, the third aspect is Ananda. Because it's eternal, its existence, and it's ever joy. Eternal existence, and it's a joy which is ever joy. Joy, 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 ever new joy, 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 ever new joy, joy. Ananda. Now, Acharya uses the word Ananda Kaha, he says Sukha Swarupam. That is its nature itself. Ananda is Ananda. That is Swarupam. It's not Sukha Maya. It is not Ananda Maya. There is a big difference. Because when we said Karana Sharira, we said it's Ananda Maya. And we also discussed how that Ananda Maya has the different vrittis, like Priya, Moda, Pramoda. So that is Ananda Maya. But here what he's talking about is Ananda Swarupa. So we'll see Ananda Swarupa versus Ananda Maya, Sukha Swarupam versus Sukha Mayam. And this beautiful explanation is given in Taittiriya Upanishad. We'll go back to it in a few minutes. So here is all we are talking about, Shastra Pramanam for all this. Good. So that Swayam Swarupa Ananda Ananda is the goal of life, the goal of life. Because everybody is after happiness, right? That's why we are all struggling here. So what is that Ananda that we are all after, the rat race, looking for it here and there and everywhere, without knowing, ahameva anandaha. Like I said, the musk deer running after to find out where that fragrance is coming, not realizing it's from its own self. Or, I gave you the analogy of a bee, that we go after all these material things, collecting this, collecting that, looking for the ananda. We collect all this, collect some from here, collect some from there, accumulate some here, put it some in a bank, put it some in a car, put some in. So all this accumulation. One fine morning, somebody comes and takes your hive away, which is your body. All these pursuits of happiness you accumulated. So, but that's not knowing that you are the Ananda Swarupa and looking for the Ananda Swarupa everywhere else. So the one analogy we can give is, what is the difference between Sukha Swarupam and Sukhamayam? What is the difference between Ananda Swarupam and Anandamayam? Sharkara, sweet or sugar, is Swarupam. Shakara Swarupam. Shakara is Shakara Swarupam, is sweetness itself. Jangri, which has little sweet added to it, it's Sharkaramayam. A laddu that has some sweet sugar added to it is Sharkaramayam. Where a sugar cane, where the sweetness comes from, is the sweet Swarupam. Right? Sweet Swarupam. So Sharkara is the sweet Swarupam, to which little added here and there, all the enjoyments of this world is Anandamayam, because there's nothing but that inside Ananda, tinged with little bit of it. So you go back to your own Ananda and just be there. You don't need jangri, you don't need laddu. Okay. Okay. That Anandamaya Kosha, that Ananda, that experienced in an undisturbed sleep. Now, let's go a little more deep into that Maya business, Anandamaya, because which Anandamaya is transient. Ananda Swarupam is not transient. Sukha Maya is transient. Sukha Swarupam is Atma. Now, Maya. Maya, the Sanskrit dhatu, which means tinged with transient, to go, to move, evanescent, effervescence, and changing. So everything that is said Ananda Maya or Sukha Maya is something that keeps moving. It's in a constant flux. That's not eternal joy. So when we say Maya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, means all this changing. Annamaya, Kosha, because this body is changing, Anna, because the food keeps changing, it's changing your body pretty much all the time. Yes, this is metabolism is taking place in your body constantly. If it doesn't take place, either in samadhi or you're bye-bye. So it's Maya means something that's Anandamaya, Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, all this is Mayam. So eating laddu is Anandamayam. Undisturbed sleep is Anandamayam. That's not eternal joy. When you are an absolute Brahman in samadhi, with the eyes closed, you are an Ananda Swarupam, you are sugar itself. Or Sahaja Samadhi, being in that of Samadhi from inside, you are walking around. That's what's called Sahaja Samadhi. Effortless Samadhi. Sahaj means very effortless. So you don't have to sit down in a lotus posture, close your eyes and go into Samadhi. Because being in that state time and again, morning after morning, evening after evening, the Samadhi Sthiti has become a permanent reality in you. So now you can walk with your eyes open, like all these great saints did. And we talked about this great saint from Sringeri Matam last class, that Swami Vijayananda Bharati and his guru, they were all in Sahaj Samadhi. So that is absolute Brahman, that is Ananda Swarupam. It's like if you want to make a white cloth blue or red, so what you do, you dip the cloth in the dye, red dye, if you want to make it red. Then you squeeze it. You leave it for a while, then you squeeze. Once the dye is absorbed, you squeeze the water out or the liquid out. Then you dry it. Then you do it again. You repeat this process again and again. You put it back in the dye, squeeze it out, dry it. So that's why going into Samadhi, coming back into activity, going back into Samadhi, coming back into activity, makes that Samadhi state a permanent reality. So now you're walking in Samadhi, talking in Samadhi, sleeping in Samadhi. That's why our ancients called it Tungamal Tungi Sukham Peruvadu Ekkalamo. Oh my Lord, when can I be in that state of eternal happiness, which is a state of sleepless sleep? When can I be in the state of sleepless sleep? Tungamal Tungi. How can you be in the state of sleepless sleep? Because remember Turiya, we talked about, that's a witness. So that state, that's witnessing, oh, body is sleeping. That state, that's witnessing, oh, his body is walking, I'm not walking. Not me. The body is dreaming. Tungamal Tungi Sombarvade Kalma. So when that becomes an eternal reality, that fourth state, the Turiya Chetana, becomes a witness to all this. So you are only a witness then, right? So people who have realized this state will never say that I am walking or I am doing. I mean, in order not to sound too hard, they may not say it, that my body is walking, my body is sleeping. They may not say it in order to just not sound too condescending. They will not say those things, because those people who achieve this glorious state of enlightenment will be very practical. They will still say I. But the ones called the newbies, in the Odambu, the Odambu, this body went there, this body went to office, this body went to Home Depot. People will look at you differently. Anyway. So that Ananda Surupam is that Atma. Now what does Taittiriya Upanishad say about this? Anandamayakaha, this was Acharya. Yevam heva karana sharira bhuta vidyastamalhina sattam yevameva karana sharira. Evameva karana sharira. Having described all the other shariras, he also describes, so also this karana sharira, avidya, mixed with avidya, malina sattam, priyadi vritti sahitam sat anandamaya koshaha. So because he's describing Satchitananda Atma, so he described Anandamaya Kosha as Priyadi Vritti Sahitam Sat. That Ananda is Maya, the word is, attention that we talked about it. Anandamaya Kosha is Priyadi Vritti Sahitam, with all those vrittis. So what are those other vrittis? Taittiriya Upanishad beautifully here about Ananda. So about Ananda, here is the best explanation of Taittiriya Upanishad. Anyantaratmanandhamayah tenaisha purnah savayesha purusha vidha evam tasya purusha vidhatam anvayat Anvaya Purusha Vidaha Tasya Priyameva Shiraha Modo Dakshina Pakshaha Pramodo Uttara Pakshaha Ananda Atman Brahma Pucham Pratishtam Tatapyesha Shloko Bhavati Iti Panchamonuvakaham. So Taittiriya Upanishad. So you must have been wondering where did I got the other terms, Moda and Pramoda. So all the Shastras and all the Upanishads. This is where it is. Tasya Priyameva Shiraha Modo Dakshinha Pakshaha Pramodo Uttara Pakshaha Ananda Atmam Brahma Pucham Pratishtam Anyantaratmanandamaya Tenaisha Purnaha Savayesha Purusha Vida Evam Tasya Purusha Vidatam Tasya Purusha Vidatam Tasya Purusha Vidatam Anvayam Purusha Vidaha. You'll see what this is all about. So here I give you a beautiful analogy of a bird. But this analogy is pretty much when they describe all this pranamaya, annamaya, manomaya, and anandamaya. So if this is, we just take this one section where Taittiriya Upanishad talks about ananda, because we are still talking about atma, et satchit ananda swarupam. We are trying to understand that ananda swarupam. So here. Priyame Vashiraha. This is Anandamaya Koshna. Priyame Vashiraha. These are the vrittis that Acharya was talking about. Modo Dakshinha Pakshaha Pramodo Uttara Pakshaha Ananda Atma. Taittiriya Upanishad says your Atma is Ananda. Acharya also says that your Atma is Satchit Ananda. So in this analogy where that Ananda is placed, it's placed right in the heart of the bird. So that Atma is the bird, or the trunk, for practical sake. He just says trunk, which means, where the main part of the body is. The rest of them are addendas. So what is the essence in the trunk is the heart. Okay? So Ananda Atma, which is the trunk of the bird. And then what sustains all this, what guides all this, like an aileron in an aeroplane, is the tail, is the Brahman. That's at the foundation of all this. So that's why it's called the tail here. Brahma Pucham Pratishtam. So in all these analogies, in Taittiriya Upanishad, you will have this word. Dakshina Pakshaha, Uttara Pakshaha, and Pucham Pratishta. So that aspect of Ananda that we call the joy of seeing. We saw that what is Priya, we saw what is Moda, we also saw what is Pramoda. Priya is as soon as you see a thing, a joy comes in you. And Moda is as soon as you acquire it, further joy. And Pramoda is when you start enjoying the thing that you have acquired. So when you start enjoying the thing that you have seen and that you have acquired, now you're enjoying it. So that's Pramoda. So Taittiriya Upanishad calls it Priyame Vashiraha. That saying is like the head of the bird. Now the vulture, the vulture. Okay. You're saying it. Good. And then descend down upon it. Moda. Pramoda. Start enjoying it. So the head, then the right wing, the left wing, then the Ananda Atma, and then all this is guided by Brahman. Anando Brahmeti Vyajhanat Anandhadyeva Kalvimani Bhutani Jayante Anande Najatani Jivanti Anandam Prayantabisham Vishantiti. he realized that Atma is Ananda, that Brahman is bliss. Anando Brahme iti vyajhanat, iti jhanat, iti vyajhanat. He understood that Brahman is that Ananda. Anandhadyeva kalvimani bhutani jayante kalu yamani kalvimani. From that Ananda, all this creation came about. Kalu yamani, whatever is here, kalu yamani bhutani jayante. And everything is sustained by that Ananda. Anandena chatan hijivanti. Anandam prayantyapi samvishanti. So, and where we are going, we also go and merge back into that Ananda. Okay. Saisha Bharga Vivaruni Vidya Parame Vyoman Pratishthitam. Saisha Bharga Vivaruni Vidya Parame Vyoman Pratishthitam. Sayevam Veda Pratitishthati. Annavanandhado bhavati mahan bhavati prajaya pashubhir brahma varchasena mahan kirtyam. So this is the wisdom about Ananda taught by Varuni and learned by Bhrigu. It is established in the Supreme Akasha. Vyomen parame vyoman pratitishthati. From parame vyoman. Riksho akshare parame vyoman. Where the Vedas come from? They came from that beyond. Parame vyoman pratitishthati. So that Ananda is also there. The one who knows this established in the bliss of Brahman. So that is the definition of Ananda and the little explanation that we talked about more the Pramod Paksha. So now, so that is what Sat Chit Ananda is pretty much about from the point of view of scriptures. Now we can do a little further analogy here. Let's see what time we have. Almost 10:30. We'll just finish with this. So, what is, in order to understand something, you have to understand what the opposite also. So we. Om Namah Shiva. Okay. And the Sat means eternal. Ritam Satyam. Ritam Tattvena Prasanchami. Satyam Tvartena Prasanchami. Ritam Tvartena Prasanchami. Is all this we say in the puja mantras. You are the eternal. Now, Chit is consciousness. Ananda is bliss. So what is the opposite? Something non-eternal, Anirudh. What is the opposite of Chit? Consciousness, Jadam. Now what is the opposite of Ananda? Dukkham. So, if you don't realize that Atma, then you are going to be revolving around the trinity of the opposites of Anirudh, Jadam and Dukkham. But in other words, until and unless you understand this truth and act accordingly, there's going to be problem. You're going to be revolving in a world of dukkham, treating is just jatam, understanding is a jatam, and as transient. Because he's going, oh, this is all one life to live. Let's have a good time. Oh, without having any consideration for anything else other than your own pleasure. Oh, treating everybody else and everything else as jatam. Treating everybody else as jatam means that treating everybody else without a feeling for human beings. Always lost in your own selfish desires, always lost in your own pleasures. Treating animals as jatam, not realizing they also have a consciousness, they're also atma. And treating human beings as jatam, not realizing they also have feelings, not realizing that they also have consciousness and their atma and your atma are one and the same. So not treating others as your same is your jatam. You are jatam. You are not treating others as jatam. You are the jatam. And then thinking, oh, everything is transient. This is the karma. I don't believe in karma. It's not going to bind me. And he says, one life to live. Entire creation is just tucham for you, alpam for you. And nothing bothers you. It's a drama. And Tirumala, in his usual way, says, Tannai ariya tanakkoru kedillai. The moment you know that who your Atma is, what is that Atma, Tannai ariya means knowing yourself. Then there is no dukkha for you. Kedillai, there's no problem for you. There is no suffering for you. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namo Namaha. Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Ata Bilva Patra Sahita Prastota Sadnamavali Puja Antakarishe. Om Prakriti Namaha. Om Vikriti Namaha. Vidyaye Namaha. Om Sarva Bhuta Hita Pradaye Namaha. Om Shraddhaye Namaha. Om Vibhutye Namaha. Om Sharabhye Namaha. Om Paramatmikaye Namaha. Om Vachye Namaha. Om Patmale Namaha. Patmaye Namaha. Om Suchaye Namaha. Om Swahaye Namaha. Om Sudhaye Namaha. Sudaye Namaha. Dhanyaye Namaha. Hiranmaye Namaha. Om Lakshmi Namaha. Om Nityapushta Namaha. Vibhavargye Namaha. Aditya Namaha. Om Dhitya Namaha. Om Deepa Namaha. Vasudhaya Namaha. Om Vasudharinye Namaha. Om Kamalaya Namaha. Om Kanta Namaha. Om Kamakshya Namaha. Om Oda Sambhavaya Namaha. Om Anugraha Pradaya Namaha. Om Buddhaye Namaha. Om Anagaya Namaha. Om Amrtaya Namaha. Om Deeptaya Namaha. Om Loka Shoka Vinashinya Namaha. Om Dharmanilaya Namaha. Om Karunaya Namaha. Om Lokamatra Namaha. Padma Priya Namaha. Om Padmahasta Namaha. Om Padmakshay Namaha. Padmasundari Namaha. Om Padmodbhavaya Namaha. Padmamukya Namaha. Padmanabha Priya Namaha. Om Ramaya Namaha. Om Padmamala Dharaya Namaha. Om Devya Namaha. Padminya Namaha. Om Padmagandhanya Namaha. Om Punyagandhaya Namaha. Om Suprasannaya Namaha. Om Prasadabhimukya Namaha. Om Prabhahe Namaha. Om Chandravadana Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandra Sahodarya Namaha. Om Chaturbhujaya Namaha. Om Chandra Rupaya Namaha. Om Indiraya Namaha. Om Indushitalaya Namaha. Om Ahvada Jananya Namaha. Om Pushtya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Shivakarya Namaha. Om Satya Namaha. Om Deepavali, you got to keep your head away from the view. Keep straight. Prabhaya Namaha. Om Chandravadana Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandra Sahodare Namaha. Chaturbhujaya Namaha. Om Chandra Rupaya Namaha. Om Indiraya Namaha. Om Indushitalaya Namaha. Om Ahlada Jananya Namaha. Om Pushtya Namaha. Om Shivaya Namaha. Om Shivakarya Namaha. Om Satya Namaha. Om Vimalaya Namaha. Om Vishwajananya Namaha. Om Tushtya Namaha. Om Dharitriya Nashinya Namaha. Om Priti Pushkarinya Namaha. Om Shantaya Namaha. Om Shuklamalyamraya Namaha. Om Sriyaya Namaha. Om Bhaskarya Namaha. Om Bilvanilayaya Namaha. Om Varohaya Namaha. Vararohaya Namaha. Om Yashashinya Namaha. Om Udarangaya Namaha. Om Vasudhara Vasudaraya Namaha. Om Vasundaraya Namaha. Om Udara Vasundaraya Namaha. Udarangaya Namaha. Om Harinya Namaha. Om Hemamalinya Namaha. Om Dhanadhanyagarya Namaha. Om Siddhaya Namaha. Om Stairana Saumyaya Namaha. Om Shivapradaya Namaha. Om Nirupaveshamagatanandaye namaha Om. Nirupaveshamagatanandaye namaha Om. Varalakshmi namaha Sapradaya namaha Shubhaya namaha Om. Hiranyaprakaraya namaha Om. Samudrataya namaha Om. Jayaya namaha Om. Mangaladevye namaha Om. Vishnuvakshastalasthitaya namaha Om. Vishnupatni namaha Om. Prasannakshi namaha Om. Narayana samasritaya namaha Om. Daridhyadvampinye namaha Om. Devye namaha Om. Sarvopadravarinye namaha Om. Navadurgaye namaha Om. Mahakalye namaha Om. Brahma Vishnu Shivatmikaye namaha Om. Trikala Jnana Sampannaye namaha Om. Bhuvaneshwarye namaha Om. Please switch. Follow. Please switch off. Thank you. That all could wait, Swami Ji. Oh, wait. Om Maha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Mantra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Maya Lakshmi Namaha. Mati Pradaya Namaha Om. Meda Lakshmi Namaha Om. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hang on. So you're not you. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Not you. Okay, me. Sorry. I switched the wrong camera on. Sorry. Stay. Yeah, good. Keep a look at that thing. Sorry. It was me. I switched wrong. Okay. Om Maha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Mantra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Maya Lakshmi Namaha. Mati Pradaya Namaha Om. Meda Lakshmi Namaha. Moksha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Mahi Pradaya Namaha Om. Mitra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Mitra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Madhu Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kanti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Karya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kirti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Karapradaya Namaha Om. Kanya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kosha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kavya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kala Pradaya Namaha Om. Gaja Lakshmi Namaha Om. Please focus your attention on Lakshmi as I chant his name. These ashtotrams are not done usually, so we are doing it today. So focus. These are the different kind of Lakshmis. They're so beautifully doing it. So focus your attention on the words and Maha Lakshmi. Kanti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Karya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kirti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Karapradaya Namaha Om. Kanya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kosa Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kavya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Kala Pradaya Namaha Om. Gaja Lakshmi Namaha Om. Gandha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Griha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Guna Pradaya Namaha Om. Jaya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Jiva Lakshmi Namaha Om. Jaya Pradaya Namaha Om. Dana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Divya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Deepa Lakshmi Namaha Om. Daya Pradaya Namaha Om. Dana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Dena Lakshmi Namaha Om. Dana Pradaya Namaha Om. Dana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Dhairya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Dravya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Dhriti Padaya Namaha Om. Napo Lakshmi Namaha Om. Nada Lakshmi Namaha Om. Netra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Naya Pradaya Namaha Om. Natya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Niti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Nitya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Nidhi Pradaya Namaha Om. Purna Lakshmi Namaha Om. Pushpa Lakshmi Namaha Om. Pashu Pradaya Namaha Om. Pushti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Padma Lakshmi Namaha Om. Puta Lakshmi Namaha Om. Praja Pradaya Namaha Om. Prana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Prana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Prabha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Prajna Lakshmi Namaha Om. Phala Pradaya Namaha Om. Buddha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Buddhi Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bala Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bahupradaya Namaha Om. Bhagya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhoga Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhuja Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhakti Pradaya Namaha Om. Bhava Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhima Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhur Lakshmi Namaha Om. Bhushana Pradaya Namaha Om. Rupa Lakshmi Namaha Om. Rajya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Raja Lakshmi Namaha Om. Rama Pradaya Namaha Om. Veera Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vartika Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vidya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vara Lakshmi Namaha Om. Varsha Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vana Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vadhu Pradaya Namaha Om. Varna Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vashya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vag Lakshmi Namaha Om. Vaibhava Pradaya Namaha Om. Saurya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Shanti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Shakti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Pradaya Namaha Om. Shruti Lakshmi Namaha Om. Shastra Lakshmi Namaha Om. Sri Lakshmi Namaha Om. Shobhana Pradaya Namaha Om. Sthira Lakshmi Namaha Om. Siddhi Lakshmi Namaha Om. Satya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Sudha Pradaya Namaha Om. Sainya Lakshmi Namaha Om. Sama Lakshmi Namaha Om. Sasya Lakshmi Namaha Om. सुतप्रदायै नमः ओम साम्राज्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सल्लक्ष्मी नमः ओम श्रीलक्ष्मी नमः ओम आद्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम आयुर्लक्ष्मी नमः ओम आरोग्यदाय नमः ओम श्री महालक्ष्मी नमः ओम ओम शुद्धलक्ष्मी नमः ओम बुद्धिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वरलक्ष्मी नमः शुद्धलक्ष्मी नमः ओम बुद्धिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वरलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सौभाग्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वचोलक्ष्मी नमः ओम काव्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम घनलक्ष्मी नमः ओम श्रृंगारलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धनलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धान्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धरालक्ष्मी नमः ओम ऐश्वर्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम गृहलक्ष्मी नमः ओम ग्रामलक्ष्मी नमः ओम राज्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम साम्राज्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम शांतलक्ष्मी नमः ओम दान्तलक्ष्मी नमः ओम शांतलक्ष्मी नमः ओम आत्मानंदलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सत्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम दयालक्ष्मी नमः ओम सौख्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम पतिव्रत्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम गजलक्ष्मी नमः ओम राजलक्ष्मी नमः ओम तेजोलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सर्वोत्कर्षलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सत्वलक्ष्मी नमः ओम तत्वलक्ष्मी नमः ओम बोधलक्ष्मी नमः विज्ञानलक्ष्मी नमः ओम स्थैर्यलक्ष्मी नमः वीर्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धैर्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम औदार्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सिद्धिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वृद्धिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम विद्यालक्ष्मी नमः ओम कल्याणलक्ष्मी नमः ओम कीर्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भूतपूर्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वर्चोलक्ष्मी नमः ओम अनंतलक्ष्मी नमः ओम जपलक्ष्मी नमः ओम तपोलक्ष्मी नमः ओम व्रतलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वैराग्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम मंत्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम मंत्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम तंत्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम यंत्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम गुरुकृपालक्ष्मी नमः ओम सभालक्ष्मी नमः ओम प्रभालक्ष्मी नमः ओम कलालक्ष्मी नमः ओम लावण्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वेदलक्ष्मी नमः ओम नादलक्ष्मी नमः ओम शास्त्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वेदलक्ष्मी नमः ओम शास्त्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम क्षेत्रलक्ष्मी नमः ओम तीर्थलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वेदलक्ष्मी नमः ओम संतानलक्ष्मी नमः ओम योगलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भोगलक्ष्मी नमः ओम यज्ञलक्ष्मी नमः ओम श्रीर्नार्णव पुण्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम अन्नलक्ष्मी नमः ओम मनोलक्ष्मी नमः ओम प्रज्ञालक्ष्मी नमः ओम विष्णु भक्षो भूषलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धर्मलक्ष्मी नमः ओम धर्मलक्ष्मी नमः ओम अर्थलक्ष्मी नमः ओम कामलक्ष्मी नमः ओम निर्वाणलक्ष्मी नमः पुण्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम क्षेमलक्ष्मी नमः ओम श्रद्धालक्ष्मी नमः ओम चैतन्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भूलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भुवरलक्ष्मी ओम सुवरलक्ष्मी नमः ओम त्रैलोक्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम महालक्ष्मी नमः ओम जनलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सत्यलोकलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भावलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वृत्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भव्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वैकुंठलक्ष्मी नमः ओम नित्यलक्ष्मी नमः ओम वंशलक्ष्मी नमः ओम कैलासलक्ष्मी नमः ओम प्रकृतिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम श्रीलक्ष्मी नमः ओम स्वस्थलक्ष्मी नमः ओम गोलोकलक्ष्मी नमः ओम शक्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भक्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम भुक्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम त्रिमूर्तिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम चक्रराजलक्ष्मी नमः ओम आदिलक्ष्मी नमः ओम ब्रह्मानंदलक्ष्मी नमः ओम कनकलक्ष्मी नमः ओम उद्योगलक्ष्मी नमः ओम सर्वाभीष्टफलप्रदायै नमः ओम ओम श्री दीपावली देवी लक्ष्मी नमो नमः ओम. Okay, you're all done. Thank you. On the switchboard, please switch those things. Thank you. Yeah, let's go pull up. Thank you. Om Dashangham Gugundum Sugandham Manoharam Kapilagara Samyuktam Dhupoyam Pradigirhyatam Durasiddurvam Durvantam Durvatam Yosman Durvatitam Durvayam Vayam Durvamastvam Devanamasi Satidamam Bapridamam Juttatamam Vannitamam Devahutamam Ahurtamasi Avirtanagam Hrasva Dupamagrapayami Om Changugulham Dupam Sugandhancha Sumanoharam Kapilagara Samyuktam Dhupohyam Pratigriyatam Durasiddorham Dorvantham Dorvatham Yasmahan Dorvatitam Dorvayam Vayam Dorvamastam Devanamasi Asnidamam Bapridamam Jushtatamam Vannitamam Devahutamam Ahurtamasya Vrdhanagam Rasva Upamagrapayami Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha Om Hrim Maha Lakshmi Namaha Om Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha Om Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha Pratyakshadipam darshayami utteepyasya jatavedopaknannararatim mama Vashagasya mahyamavaha jivanhancha dishodasa Manohaginsi jatavedo gamasvam purusham jagatim Abhipradaknagihi sriyamam Paripatayam Pratyakshadipam darshayami Om Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha Upadipanandaram Achamaniyam Samarpayami Naivedyam Nivedayami. So whoever brought Naivedyam, please bring it now. Switch to one. So many, two. Please, yeah. Please bring Naivedyam. Put all the Naivedyams here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Okay, this is it. Yeah, that's where it goes. Yeah, we will keep it there for now. Upachara. Yeah? It's okay. Om Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Om Shrim Klim Maha Namaha. Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Om Shrim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Dadimi Falani, Kashmir Falani, Kashmir Falani, Mudghanhani, Naivedyani, Nivedayami. Om Madhuvataratayate Madhuksharanti Sindhavaham Madbhinashantaushadihim Madhunaktamushosasi Madhumatparthivagam Rajaham Madhurjarastina Pita Madhumhana Vanaspatim Madhumhagamastu Surya Dirghaho Bhavantunah Madhu Sarvam Madhutvam Maha Lakshmi Namo Namaham Pranaya Swaha Pranaya Swaha Vyanaya Swaha Danaya Swaha Samanaya Swaha Brahmane Swaha Brahmane Swaha पूगी फलसमायुक्तं नागवल्ली तलैरुदं पूर्णचूर्णं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यताम् येलालवङ्गसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं परिकल्पयामि कर्पूरनीराजनं दर्शयामि ॐ नीराजनं सुमाङ्गं सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभम् अहं श्रीकृष्णदयानिधे न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं न विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भाषा सर्वमिदं विभाति तस्य भाषा सर्वमिदं विभाति ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं महालक्ष्मी नमः ॐ श्री put one there. No, at church. Okay, it started. Thank you. Om Nirajam Sumhangalyam Suryaghoti Samaprabham Aham Bhaktya Pradhasyami Srikaraswadayanite Nadatra Surya Bhati Najandra Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoyamagnihi Tameva Pantamanubhati Sarvam Asya Bhasa Sarvamidam Vibhati Maha Lakshmi Devi Namo Namah Pancharti Devam Darshayami Tasmai Panchamagam Hota Pratyashanotam Sapanchahoto Bhavatam Panchahoto Havainam Heshaham Sammahetam Panchahotagam Santam Panchahotaitya Sakshate Parokshena Paraksha Priya Ivahi Devaham Atman Nitya Mantrayatam Nirajanantarmachmanim Surphyami Sarva Papa Panodhanarthan Rakshan Dharayami Sarva Papa Panodhanarthan Rakshan Dharayami Mantra Pushpam Samarpayami Yopam Pushpam Veda Chandramhava Apam Pushpam Ehevam Veda Ayatanavan Bhavati Agnirva Apam Ayatanam Yogner Ayatanam Veda Apo Agner Ayatanam Bhavati Evam Vedam Yopam Hayatanam Vedam Hayatanavan Bhavati Vayurva Apam Hayatanam Hayatanavam Yo Vayur Hayatanam Vedam Hayatanavam Apo Vai Vayur Hayatanam Yehevam Veda Yopam Hayatanam Veda Hayatanava Aso Vaitapannapam Hayatanam Yatanavan Bhavati Yo Mushtapat Vedam Hayatanava Apo Va Amushyatpata Hayatanam Yehevam Veda Ayatanavan Bhavati Chandramhava Apam Ayatanam यच्चन्द्रमसहायतनं वेद आपो वै चन्द्रमसहायतनम् य एवं वेद आयतनवान् भवति नक्षत्राणि वा अपामायतनम् यो नक्षत्राणामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै नक्षत्राणामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति पर्जन्यो वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यः पर्जन्यस्यायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै पर्जन्यस्यायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति संवत्सरो वा अपामायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
यत् संवत्सरस्यायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति
आपो वै संवत्सरस्यायतनम्
आयतनवान् भवति
य एवं वेद
योपामायतनं वेद
आयतनवान् भवति योऽप्सुनाभं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति
राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः
वेदोयुक्त मंत्रपुष्पं समर्पयामि महालक्ष्मी नमो नमः. Please offer your flowers. Offer your flowers. You can go in front. Just switch the camera. Om Rishikana Vandita Swamine Namaha Rigveda Priya Rigveda Maudarayam.
ॐ अग्निमीले पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवमृत्युजं होताहरं रत्नदातमं हरिः ॐ
यज्ञरक्षक स्वामिने यजुर्वेद प्रिय यजुर्वेद ममदारयाम.
ईशेत्वोचत्पापाय वक्तोपाय वक्तदेवो वत्सविता प्रापयतु श्रेष्ठतमाय कर्मणे हरिः ॐ
सामगान प्रिय सामवेद ममदारयाम.
आज्ञाया हि पीतये गृणानो हव्यदातये निहोत सत्सि बर्हिषि हरिः ॐ हरिः ॐ
आगमरक्षक लक्ष्मी नमः. अथर्वण वेद प्रिय अथर्वण वेद ममदारयाम.
तन्नो देवीरभिस्तय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः हरिः ॐ न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेन केयमृतत्वमानसो परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विप्राजते तद्यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितत संन्यासयोगयतयः शुद्धसत्पाः ते ब्रह्मलोके तु पराहंसकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दह्रं विपापं परमेहेष्मभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकं पुरमद्य सकस्थम् तत्रापि दारं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यं यो वेदादास्वरप्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः.
अष्टलक्ष्मी नमो नमः. अष्टकप्रियाय नमो नमः. महालक्ष्मी अष्टकमवतारयाम. नमस्ते महामाये. लक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते रंगरे महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. No, they're
Om.
going to, okay. Sorry, we have it. அவரும் பார்த்து படிங்க. He has a microphone. He has a microphone. So ரெண்டு பேரும் பார்த்து படிங்க. ரெண்டு பேரும் அப்படி சைடில் நின்னீங்கன்னா கேமரா. ஓம் கர்நாடக சங்கீத பிரியாய கனகலக்ஷ்மியே நமः கர்நாடக சங்கீத பிரியாய நமः கர்நாடக சங்கீதம் அவதாரய. ஓம் ஓம் ஸ்வஸ்தி ஸ்வஸ்தி மந்திரார்த்தா ஓம் ஸ்வஸ்தி பிரஜாபிய
Om Swasti Prajavyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Ko Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharayitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Harihi Om.
ஓம் ஸ்வஸ்தி மந்திரார்த்தா சத்யா சபலா சந்தி பவந்து மகாந்தோ ந கிருண்ணந்தம் ததாஸ்து தேவதேவோத்தம தேவதா சர்வபௌம அகிலாண்டகோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயக ஸ்ரீ விஜயீ பவ தேவதா தேவதேவோத்தம தேவி தேவோத்தமி தேவதா சர்வபூமி அகிலாண்டகோடி பிரம்மாண்ட நாயகி ஸ்ரீ விஜயீ பவ அத்திர விராஜிதமான महालक्ष्मी देव्यै नमो नमः. अनुष्ठितमान दीपावली उद्देश्य अनुष्ठितमान महालक्ष्मी अभिषेक आराधना अष्टोत्तरशतनामावली पूजा मध्ये संकल्प प्रवृत्ति क्षण पर्यंतं संभावित समस्त मंत्र लोपे तंत्र लोपे क्रिया लोपे नैवेद्यादि निहित लोपे सर्वं शास्त्र अनुष्ठितं भूयात् इति भवन्तु महान्तान् गृह्णन्तम्. देवदेवोत्तमे देवता स्वरूपम् अखिलाण्डकोटि ब्रह्माण्ड नायकी सृष्टि संहार तिरोधन अनुग्रह पंचकृत्य परायण्याः महालक्ष्मी देव्यै Namo Namaha Tragatamananaagatamana Samaste Jamanasya Saparivarasya Sakutumbasya Sahabandhusya Samasta Sankata Nivarana Siddhirastu Maha Lakshmi Anugrahena Ashta Aishwarya Prapti Siddhirastu Maha Lakshmi Anugrahena Samasta Dharidriya Nivarana Siddhirastu Dana Kanaka Vastu Vahana Devivirti Siddhirastu Idi Bhavantu Mahantana Ghrannantam Atra Agatamana Nagatamana Samaste Jamanasya Saparivarasya Sakutumbasya Maha Lakshmi Anugrahena Deepavali Divasa Uddisya Samasta Sanmangalhani Santu Manovanchita Chintita Phala Prapti Siddhirastu Idi Bhavantu Mahantana Ghrannantam Deepavali Divasa Uddisya Maha Lakshmi Anugrahena Atma Jyoti Prakatita Bhavatu Idhi Bhavantu Mahantana Ghrannantu Tatastu Satya Hesha Asisa Santu Tatastu Ayam Dharmottarottara Vivirti Siddhirastu Tatastu Om Yani Kani Cha Papani Janmantrakritani Cha Tani Tani Vinashyanti Pradakshina Pade Pade Anyatha Charanam Nasti Tameva Charanam Mama Asmat Karinya Bhavena Raksha Raksha Maheshwari Maha Lakshmi Namaha Shastanga Namaskaran Panchanga Namaskaran Samarpayami. Om Srim Hrim Klim Maha Lakshmi Namo Namaha. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sri Matre Namaha. So that completes our puja. So we'll leave the screen on for a while. We'll play some audio music, classical audio music. Om Sri Matre Namaha. Once again, all of you, once again we greet all of you. Maha Lakshmi Puja. So we have here, of course, the usual Ganesh and Vidyaji are here. And then we also have Shifali Ji came, and then we also have Nutan Ji came. We also have Nutan Ji came. Om Namah Shivaya. And of course, Swamini made most of the arrangements. Yesterday, she spent 3-4 hours cleaning up Maha Lakshmi, setting up the temple. And the beautiful garland that you see is the flower by Vidyaji, and they sat there and made the garland today, along with Shifali Ji. And then most of you who are here today were very lucky, because you got offered those Bilva leaves for Maha Lakshmi. Aditya Varne Tapashodhi Jatho Vrikshoda Bilva. So that is what the Sri Suktham says, because Maha Lakshmi, the most favorite and the most auspicious and the best thing that you can offer to Maha Lakshmi is Bilva leaves, because we think it's only for Shiva. No, it's for Maha Lakshmi. The Sri Phalam, the Bilva fruit, is offered in Lakshmi Homam, and also when we did this Chandi Homam a couple of weeks ago, we offered many of those Bilva fruits. So, Aditya Varne Tapasodha Vanastava Vrikshoda Bilvaha Tasya Phalani Tapasanudantu Mayantaraksha Bhashya Alakshmi. Alakshmi means all the Daridri. Alakshmi, so all the Daridryam will be gone, and the Akshta Lakshmi Aishwaryam will be blessed. We will be blessed with that. Whoever worship Lakshmi today on this auspicious day of Deepavali, and particularly who happen to be here offering it in person to Maha Lakshmi Devi herself, and those of you who watched it. So as we say in one of our Tirumurais, So even though you may not be here in person, but if you watched it, you heard it, you're all blessed, because this is what this is. Vali Tirumandram Kandamalar Kangal. Vali Tirumandram Kandamalar Kangal. Vali Tirumandram Kandamalar Kangal. Vali Baraman Pugalgetavar Sevigal. Vali Avane Vananga Mudichenni. வாழி அவனை வணங்க முடிச்சென்னி வாழி அவன் சீர்வாடும். So whether you heard it remotely or electronically or through TV, you are still blessed. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shivoham. Om Sri Matre Namah. Next week we don't have service here. We'll be in Dallas doing a service there, but try to telecast that to YouTube Live. So we will be doing our regular Rudra Abhishekam. And also Saturday evening, USA time, we will be doing Tiruvulakka Puja from Asha and their house. And so please, I'll send you the link, YouTube link, so participate wherever you are. Participate in the lamp puja. It will be a guided puja for those devotees who come there, but you can do it at your home, because it will be a guided puja. So that'll be tomorrow, the next week, Saturday, about 6:30. And then Saturday morning will be Rudra Abhishekam. And Sunday happens to be I didn't realize it was Skanda Shashti, but Lord Subramanya decided he is going to celebrate it in Dallas this year. So we'll do Skanda Shashti Puja in Dallas Sunday morning. So please come online for that too. So with that, say goodbye, and then Om Namah Shivaya, Om Sri Matre Namaha. We have our wonderful devotees here, so you can see them and greet them. And
thank you. Happy Deepavali. We had a wonderful service here. Swamiji arranged everything. Swami, with all the flowers, and it was very, very beautiful. Yeah. We have some wonderful devotees.
Everybody, namaskaram, and really such an honor to be here on this auspicious day with all of you.
Hari Om, happy Deepavali. It's really a divine experience when I come here, and I don't come often enough. I should be here more often, but happy Deepavali to all of you, and may Mata Rani bless you. Thanks.
Happy Deepavali.
This is very special that we have regular services on auspicious occasions and regular weekend prayers. But just to keep up the spiritual life active and to make the best of what's available here in America. We have beautiful temple. So Swami is very busy making everything for everybody. We offer to God and we keep consuming them. So that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. So I just wanted
Hari Om, Hari Om. Shubha Diwali. I would say Shubha Navratri. I'm just in a tizzy here. I don't know if it's Navratri or Diwali. Shubha Diwali. May Divine Mother shower her choicest blessings upon you all. Upon you, your families, your neighbors, particularly your next door neighbors, your staff, your clients, your associates, all the communities and organizations that you belong to, all those associates, communities of faith and social activities, all the people on your personal prayer list, your local, city, state, taluk governments. May there be peace for all, love and light for all. Shubha Diwali. I have to thank a good friend of mine who reminded me yesterday that we say Happy Diwali and Happy Navaratri, and that as Hindus we have to remember to say Shubh Diwali, Shubh Navaratri, Shubhadina. So in the Rudram, the Sudinanchame, I mean, it's right in the Rudram, right in the Chamakam, like, may have a beautiful day. They think that have a good day was originated in America, but it wasn't. It's just right from the Rudram. Yes, that's the great news. The city of New York, yes. So New York, Washington, D.C. So, there's power in numbers. Yes. Yeah, we're so. Yes, in New York, they're having it's now a public holiday, which means people's children have days off from schools, children, their teachers, and probably some employees, not hospital employees, unfortunately, but many of our Indians are doctors and they have to work. Yeah. So may they carry the light of Diwali in their heart and hands as they help and heal those who come to seek their care and their comfort in times of distress and poor health. Om Namah Shivaya. We thank Swami Ji for once putting up with us, putting up with me for one more week. Yeah, we especially thank Vidyan Ganesh and Shefali Ji and Nutan Ji for being here to help us this morning. And Annie and Ashram, wherever you are, your ears must be burning because I'm thinking of you. We missed you this morning. And we hope that you're well. And we wish all of you well on Diwali and always. May you have everything that you need. And may you shine your light on Diwali and always. Shine your light so bright that you not only your own light, but light the path for someone else. Okay, Hari Om, Hari Om. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Yes. Okay.
Oh, so many cameras on. ಇಲ್ಲ அந்த மெயின் 4வது கேமரா ஓடுது பட் yeah, it's all right. The audio is on. We'll play some Deepavali maybe. ஒரு நிமிஷம்
மண்ணோ வட மதுரை மைந்தனை மாயனை மண்ணோ வட மதுரை மைந்தனை தூய பேரு நீர் யமுனை துறைவனை ஆயர் குலத்தினில் தோன்றும் அணி விளக்கை ஆய குலத்தினில் தோன்றும் அணி விளக்கை தாயை கூடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனை தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது வாயினால் பாடி மனத்தினால் சிந்திக்க போய பிழையும் போகு தருவான் நின்றனவும் தூயோமாய் வந்து நாம் தூமலர் தூவி தொழுது வாயினால் பாடி மனதினால் சிந்திக்க போய பிழையும் போகு தருவான் நின்றனவும் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பேலோர் எம்பாவாய் தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பேலோர் எம்பாவாய். மரகத வல்லி மனசா ஸ்மராமி மரகத வல்லி மனசா ஸ்மராமி மதன ஜனகாதி தேவ பாலினி மரகத வல்லி ஹர ஹிருதய வேதினி மோகினி ஹரிஹர புத்ர ஜனனி நளினி क्रूरदैत्यादि बृन्दमर्दिनीं गुरुगुहादिनुत पन्निवासिनी मरकत वल्ली मनसा स्मरामि मदन जनकादि देव पालिनी मरकत वल्ली. மாயனை மன்னோ வட மதுரை மைந்தனை மாயனை மன்னோ வட மதுரை மைந்தனை தூய பேரு நீர் யமுனை துறைவ